Hello, my name's Grant and I'm a teacher at Palmore Institute in Corby, and we're offering some free video lessons because of the current situation, and students can't study at the school because of temporary closure. So this is for students at Palmore and anybody else who's interested in studying English. Today's class I'm going to be giving is a short class, about 20 minutes or so, and we're going to look at native-like expression, which is one of our Palmore courses. And we're going to look at past tense ed endings today, and there are three basic types of endings: t, d, and id. Words that are not voiced or unvoiced in ed sound like t, watched. Voiced ed endings sound like d, cried. And words ending in ted sound like id, tasted. Okay, so have a look at this just so that you understand. You can pause the video to read it. Okay, and that will explain the three basic sounds that we're looking at today. Okay, so what I want to do is get a piece of paper and a pen or pencil, and I'm going to say some words, and I want you to write down the words that you hear. So I'll read them out twice for you. Okay, so are you ready? Okay, here we go. Watched, cried, tasted, visited, tried, biked, climbed, stayed, rated, enjoyed, sailed, walked, hiked, painted, hinted, hated, liked, talked. Okay, I'll read those one more time for you out loud. Please write them down. Watched, cried, tasted, visited, tried, biked, climbed, stayed, rated, enjoyed, sailed, walked, hiked, painted, hinted, hated, liked, talked. Okay, I'm going to show you a list and you can just check your spelling and any new vocabulary. So just have a look at this. Okay, you can pause the video to check slowly if you like, and let's move on now to listen and repeat. Okay, so I'm going to say the words again, and this time I want you to listen and repeat and focus on the td, id endings. Are you ready? Watched, cried, tasted, visited, tried, biked, climbed, stayed, rated, enjoyed, sailed, walked, hiked, painted, hinted, hated, liked, talked. Okay, now what we're going to do is put those words into three columns, a T, D, ID ending column, and it should look something like this. So just write these three columns out on your page. Okay, so you should have those three columns with T, D, ID at the top. And now I want you to look at your list of words and try and put them into the correct columns for the T, D, and ID endings. There should be 6 for each, so I'll give you a minute just to write those in. Okay, now I'll just show you the list and check your answers. You can pause the video to check. Okay, so now what I'd like to do is we're going to read out the lists first the T sounds, then the D sounds, then the ID sounds. So listen and repeat and focus on the endings. Watched, biked, walked, hiked, liked, talked. And now the D ending. Cried, tried, climbed, stayed, enjoyed, sailed. And the ID ending. Tasted, visited, rated, painted, hinted, hated. So you can clearly hear the different endings, the T, D and ID endings. Now what I'd like you to do is take some of these words and try to make a few small sentences. I'll just give you an example, so just have a look at this. I'm going to show you some example sentences that I've made using some of these words, and you can listen and repeat and practice saying the different endings. Last summer I went to Hawaii. I visited Diamond Head and walked along Waikiki Beach. I stayed at a 5-star rated hotel by the beach. I talked to lots of people and tried loco moco. It was great. I really enjoyed myself. Okay, so please try and make some of your own sentences and practice the words for the T, D, ID endings. Next, we're going to move on to S, Z, I, Z endings. So, let's have a look at 3 examples. So, example, listens, the S sounds like a Z, listens. Works, the S sounds like an S, works. Catches, the S sounds like an IZ. So I'm going to read out a list of words, and the same as you did before, on a piece of notepaper, I want you to write down the words that you hear and pay attention to spelling and check any new words in a dictionary. Here we go. Listen and write these down. Likes, loves, catches, works, does, travels, stands, uses, watches, passes, answers, washes, talks, visits, goes, walks, bikes, teaches. One more time for you. Likes, loves, catches, works, does, travels, stands, uses, watches, passes, answers, washes, talks, visits, goes, walks, bikes, teaches. Okay, so I'm going to show you the list. Please check your spelling and check any new words. Okay, you can pause to check the list. And we're going to do the same thing as we did before now. Okay, I want you to listen one more time, and this time repeat the words. Likes, loves, catches, works, does, travels, stands, uses, watches, passes, answers, washes, talks, visits, goes, walks, bikes, teaches. So when you pronounce, pay special attention to the 3 types of endings. Now, the same as we did before, I want you to make 3 columns. One with an S at the top, one with a Z, and one with an IZ. I'll give you a minute just to make your 3 columns. Should look like this, with the S, Z, I, Z at the top. And again, I want you to look at your list and try to put the words into the correct columns. I'll just give you a minute to do that. Okay, let's check your list against this one. Okay, you can pause and check your list. And now what we're going to do is I want you to listen and repeat the 3 columns as I read them out, focusing on the endings, the S, the Z and IZ. First the S. Likes, works, talks, visits, walks, bikes. Now the Z. Loves, does, travels, stands, answers, goes. And now the IZ ending. Catches, uses, watches, passes, washes, teaches. So you can hear the clear difference between the endings, the S, the Z and the IZ. Now finally, for this part of the lesson, I want you to try and make some sentences again, so using some of these words. So again, I'll give you an example of some sentences and you can listen and repeat and try and make your own sentences. So I'll give you a minute just to try and write some down. So please listen to these sentences. My friend told me that he goes to the park near his house and walks his dog. He also likes to go shopping in Umeda or Sanemiya. Sometimes he bikes to Sanemiya and watches a movie at the theatre or washes his car. These were the sentences that I made. So you can pause and check those sentences and try and make some of your own. So please practice the TD, ED, SZ, IZ endings and use them in your everyday English. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson and please join us again. Thank you.